The first light of dawn spilled over the horizon of planet Virelia, painting the sky in soft shades of pink and orange. The colony of humans nestled in the valley below stirred slowly. Machines hummed, and people moved about in their routines. But in the quiet corners of the settlement, one young boy, Eli, already had his mind far away from chores and lessons. Eli was 14, small for his age, but his bright green eyes were always full of curiosity. While the other children slept, or helped their parents with daily work, Eli had a habit of exploring. He loved the forests and hills surrounding the colony. He loved the unknown. And that morning, as he leaned against the wooden railing of the lookout post, he saw something extraordinary. A strange, glowing creature sprinted across the open meadow. Its body was covered in silver-blue scales that shimmered in the morning light. Its legs were thin but strong, carrying it faster than anything Eli had ever seen. Its eyes glowed faintly, and it seemed almost aware of Eli's presence. "Where are you going?" Eli whispered to himself. His heart pounded with excitement. The creature stopped for a moment near the edge of the forest, then turned its head, as if inviting Eli to follow. He hesitated. His parents always warned him not to wander too far, but the pull of curiosity was stronger than caution. He glanced around. No adults were watching. The colony's workers were busy in their daily routines. He tightened the straps of his small backpack, filled with a water bottle, a notebook, and a snack, and slipped quietly through the side gate. The morning air was cool against his face as he ran across the meadow. The creature was quick, but Eli was faster than usual, his legs carrying him over rocks and uneven ground. Every now and then, it would glance back at him, almost like it was checking whether he was still following. The forest was dense. Towering trees with translucent leaves filtered the sunlight, creating dancing patterns on the ground. Strange plants with glowing tips lined the path. Some emitted a soft hum, and others released small sparks of light when touched. Eli marveled at everything, but he didn't lose sight of the creature. After several minutes, the alien animal paused beside a small stream with water that shone like liquid silver. It lowered its head to drink, and Eli crouched behind a bush to watch. He noticed something unusual. The water seemed to respond to the creature's presence. Ripples formed even though the wind was still, and faint lights traveled through the stream as if carrying a message. Eli's notebook came out. He quickly sketched the creature and the stream, noting every detail he could. This is not like anything we've studied before," he murmured. The alien world of Virelia had always fascinated humans, but this discovery felt alive, almost intelligent. The creature suddenly lifted its head, ears, or what looked like ears, twisting in different directions. Eli froze. It was listening, or maybe sensing something. Then, as if satisfied, it bounded forward into the thicker part of the forest. Eli followed, careful not to make a sound. The forest seemed to grow darker, but the creature's glow lit the path. Its scales reflected light in a way that made shadows dance across the trees. Eli's heart beat faster, not from fear but from the thrill of discovery. Each step he took felt like walking into a secret world no human had ever seen before. Hours seemed to pass, though it might have been only minutes. The creature led him through narrow passages between giant trees and over moss-covered stones. It moved with purpose, as though it knew exactly where it was going. Eli wondered, is it leading me somewhere important? At one point, Eli stopped to catch his breath and look around. The forest was alive with sounds. Birds with glowing feathers sang melodious tunes. Small creatures scuttled across the undergrowth, and tiny lights floated in the air like fireflies. He took a deep breath, feeling the sharp, clean scent of alien flora fill his lungs. It was beautiful. "Wow. I've never seen anything like this," he whispered, trying to remain quiet so as not to startle the creature. They reached a part of the forest where the trees curved inwards, forming a natural tunnel. The ground was covered with crystals that sparkled in colors Eli couldn't even name. The creature stopped in the middle of the tunnel, its glowing eyes fixed on something ahead. Eli squinted and saw the entrance to a cavern hidden behind a curtain of hanging vines. The creature stepped inside. Its glow illuminated strange markings on the walls, symbols that twisted and curved like they were alive. Eli's eyes widened. He had read about alien ruins in textbooks, but this was different. These markings were fresh, almost as if someone or something had created them recently. Eli's curiosity outweighed his fear. He stepped into the cavern, following the creature's light. The air inside was cooler and carried a faint hum, like electricity running through the walls. The alien animal moved ahead with confidence, pausing occasionally to look back at Eli, almost encouraging him to continue. As Eli moved deeper, he noticed the markings changed. They glowed brighter in response to the creature's presence. Some symbols looked like maps, while others seemed to show strange machines or devices. Eli's mind raced. Could this be a secret alien outpost? Or perhaps a message left for humans? Suddenly, the creature stopped in front of a small pedestal in the center of the cavern. On it rested a crystal-like device, pulsing with soft blue light. Eli approached carefully. The moment his fingers brushed its surface, the crystal projected a holographic star map into the air. Eli gasped. Stars, planets, and glowing lines filled the cavern, forming a network he had never seen before. The map pointed to a region of Virelia no human had charted. The creature looked at him and made a soft, melodic sound. It was as if it was saying, "This is why I brought you here." Eli's mind spun with questions. What is this device? Who created it? Why me? A sudden noise outside the cavern made him jump. The adults from the colony were shouting his name. They had noticed he was gone. Panic rose in his chest, but he realized the alien animal was still calm, as if it knew he needed to make a choice. Eli turned to the glowing creature. Its eyes met his, shining with an almost human-like intelligence. In that moment, he understood. Following this creature had led him to something extraordinary, but he also knew he couldn't stay here too long, not while the adults were searching. With one last glance at the holographic map, he made a decision. He needed to learn more, and he needed to share this discovery, but carefully. He didn't want to cause panic or danger. He carefully touched the crystal again, noting its energy and glow before stepping back. As he retraced his steps toward the cavern entrance, the alien animal moved beside him, glowing gently to light the path. Eli felt a strange bond forming with the creature, a silent understanding that their paths were now connected. Finally, he emerged from the forest just as the sun climbed higher in the sky. The colony was in a mild uproar, and Eli's parents rushed toward him, worried but relieved. "Where have you been?" his father asked, stern but anxious. Eli paused, glancing back at the forest. He thought of the glowing creature, the crystal, device, and the holographic map. He smiled slightly. I went exploring," he said softly, "and I found something amazing." His parents exchanged worried looks, but Eli didn't care. For the first time, he felt that his curiosity had led him to a world bigger than he had ever imagined. Something told him that this was only the beginning, and that following the alien animal would change everything, not just for him, but for all humans on Virelia. As the colony returned to its routine, Eli looked at the forest one last time. The alien creature had vanished among the trees, leaving behind only a faint glow. But Eli knew it wasn't gone forever. Somehow he felt certain it would appear again when the time was right. And in that certainty, Eli felt a spark of hope and excitement. The world was larger, stranger, and more beautiful than he had ever dreamed. And he was ready to discover it all. The next morning, the colony was quieter than usual. Eli had barely slept. Thoughts of the glowing alien creature, the strange crystal, and the mysterious holographic star map filled his mind. He could not stop thinking about what he had seen in the forest cavern. It felt alive, as though the cavern itself had a secret purpose waiting for him to discover. Eli waited until his parents were busy with their routine tasks before slipping out again. His backpack was light, carrying water, a small notebook, and a snack. But this time he brought something else. A portable scanner he had borrowed from the colony's science lab. He didn't know exactly what he would find, but he wanted to record every detail. The forest was calm in the early light, and the trail he had followed the day before was easy to find. The alien animal had left faint glowing footprints in the soil, a subtle guide that made him smile. He followed them carefully, his heart pounding with excitement. After some minutes, he reached the cavern. The entrance looked the same as yesterday, vines hanging down and light filtering through. Eli took a deep breath and stepped inside. Immediately, the soft hum of the cavern filled his ears. The markings on the walls glowed faintly as though recognizing him. He ran his fingers gently along one of the carvings. It pulsed under his touch. Eli's scanner beeped softly. He studied the results. These markings, they're not just decoration, he whispered. They're a language, or a message. He walked deeper into the cavern, eyes following the alien script. The crystals on the ground reflected his light, creating tiny rainbows across the walls. At the center of the cavern stood the crystal device from the day before. Its soft blue glow filled the room like a quiet pulse of energy. Eli approached cautiously, scanning it with his device. The moment he touched the crystal, the holographic star map appeared again. This time, however, it moved differently. Lines connected stars, showing possible travel routes and symbols that seemed to indicate resources, energy sources, and perhaps even life forms on distant planets. Eli's mind raced. Humans had explored Virelia for years, but this was beyond anything recorded. He studied the symbols carefully. Some looked like pictures of plants, others like machines. A few even resembled creatures he had never seen. The holographic map seemed to respond to his focus. As he touched a symbol, it shifted and zoomed in, showing more details. Eli noticed a soft movement from the corner of the cavern. The glowing creature was there, sitting on a small crystal outcrop. It tilted its head, watching him. Its body shimmered as if it were alive with energy. Eli smiled. "I see you were waiting for me," he said softly. The creature made a gentle sound, a melodic note that echoed in the cavern. Eli felt as though it was trying to communicate not with words, but with emotion and thought. Curiosity and caution mixed in his mind. He reached out slowly, and the creature nudged the holographic map with its snout, pointing to a cluster of symbols he had not noticed before. He examined them. The cluster seemed to represent a hidden region of Virelia, uncharted and dangerous. Eli realized that the alien animal was guiding him deliberately. It wanted him to explore this area. But why? And why him? Eli made a quick decision. He pulled out his notebook and began to copy the symbols, sketches of the map, and notes about the crystal's energy. His hands shook slightly, not from fear, but from excitement. He had never been this close to an alien mystery. The cave seemed to react to his actions. The walls glowed brighter as he copied more symbols, and the air pulsed gently, almost like a heartbeat. Eli paused. "This place, it's alive," he murmured. "It wants to be understood." He remembered the stories told by older colonists about Virelia's mysterious areas, forests where plants moved, rivers that glowed, and caverns filled with strange energy. But nothing compared to this. This cavern was like a library, a message, and a guide all in one. Eli carefully followed the glowing creature deeper into the cavern. He noticed small niches in the walls, each holding objects that seemed ancient but functional. One held a metallic device that emitted a faint hum when touched. Another contained a crystal shaped like a small tower, glowing with internal light. Eli was careful to record each object with his scanner and notebook, making detailed notes about their shapes, colors, and energy patterns. As he explored, he realized the markings on the walls were not random. They appeared to be instructions, guiding whoever followed them to understand the objects. Eli ran his finger along one series of markings. A soft vibration ran through his hand, and the walls projected tiny holographic diagrams, showing how the crystal devices might work. He gasped. "This is knowledge," he whispered. "They left this for someone, for humans maybe." The alien animal sat near one of the projections, observing Eli intently. Every now and then it would make the melodic sound again, almost like encouragement. Eli's heart swelled with both wonder and responsibility. He realized this was more than a discovery. It was a trust. Someone, or something, had trusted him to understand this knowledge. Suddenly, a faint rumble echoed through the cavern. Eli froze. Dust fell from the ceiling, and tiny crystals on the floor shook. The glowing creature immediately stepped in front of him, its body pulsating brighter. It was protecting him, or warning him. Eli took a cautious step back. The rumble grew louder, then stopped as quickly as it had begun. His mind raced with possibilities. Was this cavern unstable, or was it testing him, like the creature had been guiding him toward something important? He looked back at the holographic map. One part of it had changed. A new symbol glowed brightly, showing a small, hidden passage in the cavern that he had not noticed before. The glowing creature moved toward it and nudged him gently. Eli understood. The next step of the journey was through that passage. Gathering courage, he followed the creature. The air grew cooler and heavier, filled with the soft scent of crystals and alien minerals. The walls were smoother here, covered in intricate carvings that seemed to tell stories of a distant civilization. Eli's scanner beeped constantly as it recorded data. Every symbol, every carving was new knowledge for humans. Finally, they reached a larger chamber. The ceiling opened to reveal a natural skylight, allowing sunlight to shine through and illuminate a central platform. On the platform rested a strange device larger than any Eli had seen. It was covered in glowing runes and pulsed with gentle energy. Eli approached carefully, feeling both awe and respect. The glowing creature sat at the edge of the platform, its eyes shining like twin stars. Eli reached out and touched the device. Instantly, the cavern lit up with holographic projections of distant planets' energy flows and what appeared to be instructions on how to harness them. This is incredible, Eli breathed. They wanted us to find this. They wanted humans to learn. The glowing creature made a soft sound, almost like a laugh or maybe a sigh of relief. Eli realized it was not just a guide, it was a guardian, ensuring that whoever followed it would be ready to understand the knowledge without causing harm. He spent hours recording everything he could, drawing the symbols in his notebook, scanning devices and studying the holographic projections. Each moment revealed something new: alien plants that could provide energy, machines that could purify water instantly, and star maps pointing to safe regions for human colonies. Eli felt a mix of excitement and responsibility. This knowledge could change everything for the colony, for all humans on Virelia. But he also knew he needed help. He couldn't study all of this alone, and he had to be careful. Others might not understand the importance of this discovery and could misuse it. As the sun climbed higher, he reluctantly decided it was time to return. He packed his scanner and notebook carefully, and the glowing creature guided him back toward the cavern entrance. Eli looked back once, feeling a deep connection with the alien guardian. Somehow, he knew they would meet again. Stepping out into the forest light, Eli's heart was full of wonder. The colony was visible in the distance, and he could hear people moving about, unaware of the secrets hidden in the forest. He smiled slightly. Today, he had learned more than most humans had in years, and he knew that this was only the beginning. Eli returned to the colony quietly, slipping into the routine as if nothing had happened. But inside, he carried a secret, a treasure of knowledge and a promise. He would return, explore further, and uncover the truth behind the glowing alien creature and the mysteries it had led him to. The adventure was just beginning, and Eli's journey into the unknown had only just started. Eli sat in his small room, staring at the notebook filled with sketches, symbols, and notes from the hidden cavern. His mind raced with ideas and possibilities. The alien devices, the glowing creature, and the star maps, they were all pieces of something far bigger than anyone on the colony had imagined. But as much as he wanted to explore further alone, he knew he could not do it by himself. The knowledge he had discovered was too vast, and the terrain outside the colony was dangerous. He needed help. He decided to talk to his closest friends. Mira, a clever and fearless girl with a talent for puzzles. Jalen, a strong and calm boy who always protected his friends. And Tariq, a quiet observer with a sharp eye for detail. Eli trusted them completely. Meeting in secret near the edge of the colony, Eli showed them the notebook and explained everything. At first, Mira and Jalen were skeptical. "Are you serious, Eli?" Mira asked, raising an eyebrow. "You're saying there's a hidden alien cavern with glowing creatures and star maps?" Eli nodded, eyes wide. "I'm serious. And it's not just a cavern. It's a guide, a library of knowledge left for humans. If we understand it, we can help our colony survive and grow. But we have to go carefully." Tariq leaned forward, his usual calm expression replaced by excitement. "We've explored forests before, but this is different. I think we should go." Mira hesitated, then smiled. "All right, but we do this smart, no rushing, no mistakes." The group packed lightly. They brought water, food, basic tools, and a small scanner like the one Eli had used. They left quietly at dawn, careful not to alert the adults. The forest awaited them, glowing and alive, holding mysteries no human had touched. Eli led the way, following the faint glowing tracks of the alien creature. The forest seemed to recognize them, light reflecting off leaves and crystals in their path. Strange sounds echoed around them, soft chimes, whispers of wind, and the hum of alien life. After a few hours, they reached a clearing with a wide river that shimmered like liquid silver. Eli's eyes widened. "The creature led us here," he said softly. "It's part of the map." Jalen studied the river. "It's too wide to cross here. Look at the current. Too strong." Mira knelt near the bank, examining the glowing rocks. "Maybe there's a shallow place upstream. Let's follow the river." They walked along the riverbank, careful with each step. Strange plants reached out like arms, and small creatures with translucent wings darted around them. Some of the plants emitted a soft light, illuminating their path. Eli's friends were amazed but focused. This journey was dangerous, but the promise of discovery was stronger than fear. Hours passed. The terrain became more difficult. Hills rose sharply, and glowing crystals jutted from the ground. Magnetic storms sparked in the distance, throwing strange energy arcs into the sky. Eli realized the alien map had guided them not only to discovery, but also through challenges designed to test them. Finally, they reached a series of large boulders that formed a natural bridge over a deep chasm. The alien animal appeared again, glowing brightly as if encouraging them forward. Eli nodded. "We have to cross carefully, step by step." Jalen went first, steady and confident, testing each stone. Mira followed, scanning for weak spots, and Tariq brought up the rear. Eli crossed last, keeping his eyes on the glowing creature. Step by step, they made it safely across. On the other side, they paused to rest. The alien animal sat nearby, watching. Eli knelt beside it. "We're ready to follow you wherever this path leads," he whispered. The creature's soft melodic sound seemed to respond, almost like a nod. As they continued, the forest became stranger. Trees twisted into shapes that seemed impossible, and luminous plants lit the path in shifting patterns. The group noticed signs of previous visitors, broken branches, faint footprints, and small ruins partially covered in moss. Eli recorded everything in his notebook. "These symbols on the rocks," Mira said, pointing to carvings similar to the ones in the cavern. "They match the markings from your notebook. Whoever made them, they wanted us to follow." Eli nodded. "Exactly. They're guiding us, teaching us, step by step. But I think there's a reason they hid this. They wanted humans to be ready before seeing the full truth." Tariq squinted at the distance. "Look, there's movement near the glowing cliffs. Something's coming. A small pack of alien creatures appeared, similar to the one guiding them but smaller and less bright. They watched the group curiously, then moved away, leaving a clear path. Eli realized that the glowing creature had prepared the way, keeping dangers in check. The journey grew harder as the terrain became rocky and uneven. They climbed steep hills and descended into valleys where strange gases floated, glowing faintly in the air. Mira used the scanner to detect safe paths, while Jalen carried heavy rocks to create small bridges. Eli felt a growing respect for human ingenuity, how even young humans could adapt and solve problems in alien landscapes. As evening approached, they reached a high plateau overlooking a valley bathed in soft blue light. Crystals and plants glowed across the valley and a river sparkled like silver threads. Eli's friend stared in awe. "It's beautiful," Mira whispered. "Like nothing I've ever seen." Eli nodded. "And it's just the beginning. The map leads further to a hidden outpost. That's where we'll find the answers." The alien animal appeared again, glowing brighter than ever. It moved ahead, leading them toward a narrow passage between cliffs. The group followed cautiously, knowing that each step brought them closer to discovery and danger. Suddenly the ground shook slightly. Small rocks tumbled down from above. Jalen grabbed Eli's arm. "Careful! The cliffs aren't stable." Eli and his friends moved quickly but carefully, keeping their balance. The alien animal leapt ahead, showing the safest path. They finally reached the end of the passage, a hidden entrance carved into the cliffside, almost invisible. Eli realized this must be the location the map had pointed to all along. The alien creature paused at the entrance and turned to look at them. Its glowing eyes seemed to say, "Are you ready?" Eli swallowed hard and nodded. "We're ready," he said. Inside, the passage was narrow and dark. Crystals on the walls glowed faintly, providing light. The group moved in single file, careful not to touch anything. Strange symbols lined the walls, more complex than anything Eli had seen. He scanned and recorded them, his mind racing to understand their meaning. Hours passed. The narrow passage opened into a vast cavern, larger than any they had imagined. The ceiling seemed to stretch endlessly, filled with floating crystals and soft light. At the center stood structures that looked ancient but sophisticated, machines and devices humming with energy covered in alien symbols. Eli's friends gasped. Mira ran forward, examining a small device. This could generate energy. Look at the symbols. They show flow patterns." Jalen and Tariq studied other structures, careful not to disturb anything. Eli approached a pedestal in the center, recognizing its shape from the crystal device in the first cavern. He reached out slowly and the pedestal glowed, projecting a holographic map across the entire cavern. Stars, planets, energy flows, and symbols filled the space around them. Eli's heart raced. This is incredible, and it's more than a map, it's knowledge. Everything they wanted humans to find. The alien animal stepped beside him, glowing brightly. Eli realized it had led them here to this moment, to test them, to prepare them for the responsibility of the knowledge. He looked at his friends. "We need to learn everything carefully. This knowledge can help humans survive and grow, but we must be wise." Mira nodded. "We'll do it together, step by step." Tariq added, "And we need to remember, this place is ancient. Whatever built it trusted us to respect it." The glowing creature made its melodic sound again, filling the cavern. Eli felt a surge of hope and courage. Humans were capable of greatness, he thought. Not just because of strength, but because of intelligence, curiosity, and teamwork. They began exploring the vast cavern carefully, documenting every symbol, every device, every glowing crystal. They learned to work together, each using their strengths: Eli's curiosity and memory, Mira's intelligence and problem-solving, Jalen's strength and steadiness, and Tariq's observation and attention to detail. As night fell outside the cavern, the group settled near a soft, glowing crystal to rest. They shared water and small food packets, speaking quietly about what they had seen. The cavern hummed around them, almost as if it approved of their teamwork. Eli realized that this was more than an adventure. It was the beginning of humanity's rise in a strange world. With courage, intelligence, and curiosity, humans could face the unknown and grow stronger. And in that cavern, under the soft glow of alien crystals and guided by the mysterious creature, Eli felt certain that they were on the path to something extraordinary. Tomorrow they would explore deeper. They would uncover the secrets hidden in the alien outpost. And they would prove that humans were capable of wisdom and courage beyond what anyone had imagined. The journey beyond the known had only just begun. The next day, Eli and his friends woke early in the glowing cavern, their hearts filled with excitement and anticipation. Outside, the first light of dawn painted the alien forest in shades of gold and pink. Today, they would reach the heart of the alien map, the ancient outpost the glowing creature had guided them toward. The narrow passage they had discovered led them through winding tunnels and crystal-lined corridors. The air hummed faintly, carrying a soft energy that seemed to encourage careful steps and attentive eyes. Eli noticed that the alien markings on the walls grew more complex as they progressed. Each symbol seemed alive, glowing brighter when touched or observed. "Look at these," Mira said, pointing to a series of interconnected markings. "They're like instructions, not just decoration. They're guiding us through the safest path." Eli nodded. "I think they want us to succeed, but carefully. The creators must have wanted to protect something valuable." As they moved deeper into the passage, the narrow tunnels opened into a wide valley inside a massive cave. The walls glittered with embedded crystals, casting reflections across the floor. At the center of the valley stood a large structure, towering, ancient, and unmistakably artificial. The outpost's architecture was unlike anything humans had seen before. Smooth surfaces intertwined with flowing organic curves, lights pulsing gently along the walls. The alien creature appeared at the entrance of the valley, glowing brighter than ever. It paused and turned its head toward them. Eli understood immediately. This was the moment the creature had guided them to. The outpost was the reward, the test, and the lesson all in one. "Are we ready?" Eli whispered to his friends. Mira adjusted her scanner and nodded. "We've prepared. Let's be careful." Jalen added, "Stay alert. This place is ancient. We don't know what could happen." With cautious steps, the group approached the outpost. The glowing creature moved ahead, scanning the surroundings with alert eyes. Eli noticed faint energy fields surrounding the structure, shimmering like invisible barriers. The alien markings on the walls seemed to react to their presence, pulsing softly as if approving their approach. As they entered the main hall, they were stunned. The room was enormous, with crystal pillars reaching high above and alien machines humming quietly. Holographic projections floated in the air, displaying stars, planets, and streams of glowing energy. Eli felt a surge of awe. This was a library, a laboratory, and a control center all in one. Mira's eyes widened as she examined a small device on a pedestal. This is a generator. Look at the energy flows. It's clean, powerful, and sustainable. They designed it to help life, not destroy it. Eli moved to another machine, noticing small crystals embedded in its surface. When he touched one, a soft light flowed through his hands, activating a projection that showed maps of Veralia and surrounding regions. Symbols highlighted resource-rich areas and safe zones for human settlements. "This is incredible," Eli breathed. They wanted to help humans survive and thrive. They didn't just leave us the outpost, they left us a guide to live better. Tariq studied a series of holographic symbols. "But it's more than just maps and machines. Look here, these symbols are like instructions for using the devices wisely. They expect us to learn before acting." The glowing creature moved closer to Eli, its soft melodic hum filling the hall. Eli realized it was not just a guide. It was a guardian. Its presence reassured them, but also reminded them that this knowledge was a responsibility. As they explored, Eli discovered a small panel on the floor. When he stepped near it, the room changed. Lights shifted, and a holographic interface appeared in front of them, showing challenges designed to test intelligence, teamwork, and judgment. "This must be a test," Eli said. The outpost is checking if we're worthy of using its knowledge. Mira studied the interface. It's like a puzzle, but it's also teaching us. Each step we take unlocks more information. We need to solve this carefully. The first challenge involved combining energy crystals to power a device. The group worked together, experimenting with different placements. Each attempt caused small sparks or soft vibrations from the machine. Finally, with Mira's guidance, they completed the puzzle. The crystals aligned, and a projection appeared, showing the next part of the outpost and hinting at even more advanced technology. Eli's friends cheered quietly. "We did it," Jalen said. "Step by step, just like the markings said." The glowing creature made a melodic sound again, moving toward a new section of the hall. Eli nodded, and the group followed. They entered a chamber filled with alien flora preserved in floating energy fields. Some plants glowed, while others pulsed gently. Eli noticed that some plants could purify water, others could store energy, and a few seemed to have medicinal properties. "This could change our colony," Eli said softly. "We could heal illnesses, generate energy, and grow food in new ways." Tariq examined the holographic displays near the plants. "But we have to learn how to use them. The markings warn us. Incorrect use could be dangerous." The next section of the outpost revealed machinery that could manipulate weather, regulate temperature, and monitor planetary activity. Eli realized the creators had intended this outpost not only as a gift but as a responsible guide for future settlers. The alien civilization had clearly valued intelligence, cooperation, and care for life. Hours passed as they explored, studied, and recorded. They learned how to operate simple machines, read energy flows, and understand the alien language through symbols. Each discovery built their confidence. Each success made them feel more connected to the creators of the outpost and the glowing creature that guided them. Finally, they reached a large chamber with a central console. Holographic projections of Virelia's surface, moons, and stars rotated above them. The console presented a series of moral and logical tests. The group realized these challenges were designed to measure judgment, empathy, and teamwork. Eli took the lead. "We need to solve these together. This isn't just about intelligence. We have to show we care, that we can make the right decisions." The first test involved distributing energy resources to different regions on the holographic map. Some regions had urgent needs, while others required long-term planning. The group debated carefully, considering both efficiency and fairness. They worked together, combining reasoning and intuition, and finally activated the solution. A soft light filled the chamber and the console shifted, revealing a new set of symbols and a deeper section of the outpost. Eli realized that every challenge they passed unlocked more knowledge and more responsibility. Mira smiled. "They trusted us. They really trusted us to learn and use this wisely." Jalen added, "And we're proving that humans can rise to the challenge. Step by step, we're showing courage, intelligence, and care." The glowing creature moved beside Eli, nuzzling him gently. Eli felt a surge of pride and hope. Humans were capable of greatness, not because of power, but because of curiosity, wisdom, and teamwork. As night approached, the group settled near a soft, glowing crystal in one of the chambers. They shared water and snacks quietly, reflecting on the day. Eli realized that the outpost was teaching them not only about alien technology, but also about human potential. "This place, it's not just a discovery," Eli said softly. "It's a reminder of what humans can do. If we are careful, curious, and kind, we can grow stronger and wiser than ever before." Tariq nodded. "And the creature, it showed us the way. It trusted us, just like the outpost trusts us to learn and act responsibly." Mira added, "We have to remember this. Knowledge is powerful, but wisdom is what matters most." Eli looked around the glowing chamber, at his friends, the machines, the plants, and the holographic projections. He realized that this was more than an adventure. It was a lesson for humanity. With courage, intelligence, and care, humans could explore the unknown and rise to challenges no one had faced before. The alien creature made its melodic sound once more, filling the chamber with a gentle hum. Eli understood its message. You are ready. Learn, respect, and grow. The future is yours to shape. With renewed determination, Eli and his friends prepared to explore the deeper sections of the outpost the next day. They knew that more challenges awaited, more mysteries to uncover, and more lessons to learn. But they were ready. Together, humans could rise to meet the unknown and grow stronger than ever before. The adventure was far from over, and the outpost held secrets that would change everything, not just for Eli and his friends, but for all of humanity on Virelia. For now, as they rested under the soft glow of alien crystals, Eli felt a deep sense of purpose. The outpost had chosen them, and they would not fail, they would rise. The dawn on Virelia was brighter than ever, painting the alien forest in shades of gold, pink, and soft blue. Eli and his friends awoke in the glowing chamber of the ancient outpost, their hearts filled with anticipation. Today, they would unlock the final secrets of the outpost and understand its ultimate purpose. The glowing creature stood near the central console, its body pulsating softly. Eli knew that it had guided them this far for a reason. It waited, patient and calm, as if asking, "Are you ready for the final lesson?" Eli nodded to his friends. "We've come this far. We can do this together." Mira adjusted her scanner and smiled. "We'll solve it, step by step, carefully." Jalen and Tariq shared determined looks. They had learned courage, teamwork, and patience on this journey, and now it was time to prove it. The central console projected a holographic display of Virelia, showing colonies, forests, rivers, and distant mountain ranges. At the center of the map appeared a glowing symbol, the heart of the outpost. Eli realized this was the final challenge, understanding how to use the knowledge and technology wisely for the benefit of all life on the planet. The first task was a test of coordination. The console displayed several energy streams that flowed through the planet's surface. Some streams were strong, some weak, and some unstable. The group had to reroute the energy safely to support human colonies and protect alien ecosystems. "This isn't just about machines," Eli said. "It's about balance. We have to think about humans and nature together." Mira studied the streams carefully. "If we redirect too much energy to one colony, it could harm the surrounding forests. We need balance." Working together, they adjusted the flow of energy using the holographic controls. Jalen carefully monitored stability. Mira calculated distribution. Tariq watched for anomalies, and Eli coordinated their actions. Step by step, the energy streams aligned perfectly, flowing smoothly across Virelia. The console hummed in approval. A new projection appeared, showing the alien outpost's communication network and a series of messages in the ancient script. Eli scanned the symbols, realizing they were instructions on creating sustainable technology, medicine, and energy systems for the colonies. This is incredible," Eli whispered. "They've left everything humans need to thrive without harming the planet." The glowing creature made a soft, melodic sound, and the holographic projection shifted, revealing a final test. A moral challenge. Symbols representing different regions, creatures, and human settlements appeared. Each required a decision, choices that would affect life, resources, and survival. Eli's heart pounded. "We have to choose wisely. This isn't just about knowledge, it's about responsibility." Mira examined the symbols. Some regions are struggling, some need protection. Some could use energy and medicine. We have to balance all of it. Step by step, the group made decisions. They chose to share resources fairly, protect endangered areas, and ensure every colony received help without overusing energy. Each choice activated a new projection, confirming that the group was acting wisely and compassionately. Finally, the holographic display expanded to show the entire planet, glowing softly under their guidance. The console pulsed with light, and a voice like hum filled the chamber, a sound that was not words but understanding. Eli felt a connection to the creators of the outpost, as if they were acknowledging humanity's ability to rise. "We did it," Jalen said, awe in his voice. "We passed the tests. We're worthy." Eli smiled, feeling pride and hope, not because we're the strongest, but because we were careful, curious, and worked together. The glowing creature moved closer to Eli, nuzzling him gently. Eli reached out, feeling its warmth and energy. He realized that this creature had not only guided them to the outpost, but had also taught them the most important lesson. Humans can rise through intelligence, courage, and empathy. With the final tests complete, the outpost's full secrets were revealed. Advanced energy systems, clean water technologies, medical knowledge, and environmental safeguards glowed in holographic form. Eli realized that if humans applied these wisely, they could transform life on Virelia, creating colonies that thrived without harming the planet. "We need to share this," Mira said softly, carefully, "but we need everyone to learn." Eli nodded. "Yes. But first we must understand it fully ourselves. We must be ready to teach, to guide, and to protect." The group spent hours exploring the final chambers of the outpost. They studied alien plants that could purify water instantly, devices that could generate energy from natural flows, and small machines capable of monitoring weather and ecosystems. Every discovery reinforced the realization that the creators had valued life, balance, and wisdom above all. As evening fell, the group settled near a large crystal in the central chamber. The alien creature glowed softly beside them, almost like a guardian watching over their rest. Eli looked at his friends. They were tired but filled with excitement and determination. Together they had faced challenges, solved puzzles, and proven that humans were capable of great things. "This place, it's more than a discovery," Eli said. "It's a reminder of what humans can be. We can rise not by force but by curiosity, intelligence, and kindness." Tariq nodded. "And we've learned that together. Alone, we couldn't have done it." Mira smiled. "This knowledge is a gift, but also a responsibility. We have to use it wisely, for humans and the planet." Jalen added, "And the glowing creature, it trusted us to learn. It showed us the way, but it also tested us." Eli looked at the creature one last time. Its eyes glowed like twin stars, and it made a soft melodic hum. Then, slowly, it moved toward the cavern's exit. Eli understood. It was time to return, to bring the knowledge back to the colony and begin the next chapter of humanity's journey. The group followed the creature to the exit, stepping into the alien forest bathed in moonlight. The world outside seemed larger, brighter, and full of possibilities. Eli realized that the journey was not over. It was only beginning. The outpost had given humans tools, knowledge, and guidance, but it was humans themselves who had to rise to use them wisely. When they returned to the colony, Eli's parents and the other adults were waiting, anxious but relieved. Eli carefully explained that he had discovered an ancient alien outpost, guided by a mysterious creature, and that it held knowledge that could change life on Virelia. The adults were skeptical at first, but the group's evidence, the notebooks, scans, and maps, proved the truth. Slowly, the colony realized that humans were no longer merely survivors on this alien world. They were explorers, learners, and guardians of knowledge. Eli's father placed a hand on his shoulder. "I see now. You and your friends have done something extraordinary. This could change everything for all of us." Eli smiled. "It already has. We've learned that humans can rise through courage, curiosity, and teamwork. The outpost taught us how, but we had to prove it ourselves." Over the following weeks, the colony began carefully integrating the knowledge from the outpost. Advanced energy systems were built, clean water spread through settlements, and medicine improved health. The alien plants were cultivated, and devices monitored ecosystems, ensuring balance between human life and nature. Eli and his friends led the efforts, teaching others what they had learned. The glowing creature occasionally appeared at the edge of the forest, a silent guardian watching as humans applied wisdom and care. Eli felt a deep connection to it, a reminder that guidance, trust, and responsibility could come from unexpected places. One evening, Eli walked to the edge of the forest alone. He looked at the glowing creature, which appeared briefly, shimmering in the moonlight. Eli smiled. "Thank you," he whispered. The creature made a soft, melodic hum and disappeared into the trees, leaving behind a faint trail of light. Eli knew that humanity had changed. They were stronger, wiser, and ready to explore the unknown. The alien outpost had provided the tools, but humans had proven themselves capable of rising beyond challenges, using intelligence, courage, and compassion. As he gazed at the sky, filled with distant stars and unknown worlds, Eli realized that this was only the beginning. Humans could now explore, learn, and grow on Virelia and beyond. With curiosity, teamwork, and care, they could rise to meet the future and shape it wisely. And so, under the soft glow of alien forests and the twinkling stars above, humanity stepped into a new dawn, a dawn full of hope, discovery, and the promise of greatness. The journey that began with a boy following a glowing alien creature had changed everything, and Eli knew, deep in his heart, that humans had only just begun to realize their true potential.